These are my top 5 UFC fighters of 2022, with number 1 being my fighter of the year. These are fighters who have made a big impact either in the division or created a spotlight in the UFC. Starting off at number 5, we have Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera made a big impact in 2022 against strong, acceptable opponents in the bantamweight division. Marlon Vera defeated Rob Font earlier in the year and absolutely put on a show, and then finished off the year knocking out Dominic Cruz. Marlon Vera is a complete savage and becoming one of the greater counter fighters in the game right now. In the Rob Font fight, Vera threw less strikes than Rob Font but dealt the most damage in that fight. Vera's counter shots are what impacted the fight. Marlon Vera knocked down Rob Font 3 times and completely changed his face. Marlon Vera's second fight in 2022 was against Dominic Cruz, who he knocked out in a close fight leading to the 4th round. Marlon Vera made a big statement knocking out former bantamweight champion and told the bantamweight division there is a new contender and he's looking for a shot at the belt. Although many people will not put Marlon Vera in their top 5 because he did not fight for the belt or become the number 1 contender, he did open up more matchmaking in the division and created more questions in the division on who should fight for the belt. Marlon Vera is coming on to be a number 1 contender in 2023 and could fight for the belt and win the belt in this upcoming year. At number 4, we have Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira had 3 fights in 2022, a tough decision win against Bruno Silva, and then 2 knockout wins over Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya. Pereira went from unranked to becoming the champion in 1 year. This is rare to happen and is amazing to see. Alex Pereira had a great year and could arguably be the fighter of the year. Alex Pereira could possibly beat Israel Adesanya again and become a problem in the middleweight division, unless he fights a pure wrestler or grappling special artist. You could have Alex Pereira as your fighter of the year. The only reason why I didn't is because I found his successors around him doing a little bit more to be convinced as a fighter of the year. At number 3, we have Leon Edwards, the man who beat the pound for pound number 1 guy, the man to knock out Kamaru Usman, and the only man to have successfully taken Kamaru Usman down. Leon Edwards had an amazing year with beating Kamaru Usman and doing it in the fashion that he did. It was quite incredible. Leon Edwards beat Usman in the first round. He did some ground and pound work and ended up taking Usman down to ruin that 100% takedown defense. Leon Edwards was down 3-1 on the judges' scorecard, and entering the 5th round, Leon Edwards had corner advice that motivated him enough to turn him into Rocky. This was my comeback moment of the year. Leon Edwards, 1 minute left, and it looks like Usman is about to become champion, and John Anik says, Leon Edwards is not content to losing. That is not the cloth from which he is cut. And then a knockout over Kamaru Usman. This might have been one of the greatest chaotic moments in UFC history, with the post-fight speech ending it off with even more chills.
Can't put into words, Joe. It's been a long sport for 4 years. Don't doubt me that I couldn't do it. The odds that I couldn't do it. Look at me now.
At number 2, we have Islam Makhachev. Islam Makhachev fought twice in 2022, once against Bobby Green, and the second coming in the championship fight against Charles Oliveira. I have Islam at number 2 because of his dominance and how he won. Islam Makhachev completely ragdolled Bobby Green and then went on to beat Charles Oliveira, who was on an 11-fight win streak and had arguably the best jiu-jitsu in the lightweight division. Islam managed to choke out Oliveira in the 2nd round with ease. I think Islam is the next Khabib and could possibly pass him with his own accolades. I do believe Islam is special and has a different type of wit to him. Islam is facing Alex Volkanovski at the beginning of 2023, and this could be the start of his amazing title defense career. Before we get to our number 1 pick, here are some notable mentions. We have Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili had 2 very impressive performances in 2022 with a knockout win over Joanna and a submission win over Carla Esparza. Another notable mention, Ilia Topuria, who had an amazing win over Jai Herbert and had a brutal finishing win over Bryce Mitchell. Topuria is a rising star in the featherweight division and could possibly be fighter of the year next year. Finally, our number 1 for our fighter of the year, we have Alex Volkanovski. He is the man who never lost a round in 2022. He is the one who absolutely destroyed the Korean Zombie and Max Holloway. He is my fighter of the year. I have Alex at number 1 because of his complete dominance and how he dismantled his opponents. Alex Volkanovski fought 2 of the best fighters in the featherweight division, and for Alex to beat Max the way he did is why I have him at number 1. Alex Volkanovski seems to keep getting better and better. His game is always improving, his striking is getting sharper, and he is brutally beating his opponents up bad. In the Max Holloway fight, Alex Volkanovski landed 204 strikes, and 152 of those strikes were to the head of Max Holloway. Max Holloway was beaten up, and it was turning of the tides in the featherweight division on who the best featherweight is. I think Volkanovski could still be the champion by the end of 2023 in the featherweight division and possibly be the lightweight champion if he beats Islam Makhachev. This was my fighter of the year. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next video.